timing is just, sometimes feels like a joke. Sometimes you ever feel like your life is just like a slapstick comedy? Like, you ever like you just keep dropping stuff and you're just like, what? This is ridiculous. Something is mocking me right now. Anyway, hello and welcome to the Mostly Sorry podcast. We started. We're starting again. All right. I got a phone call. I had to stop, and I might have to run outside at some point. Okay. I got friends dropping stuff off for me. Get you some friends that do that for you. Live a life where you have friends that will do those sort of things for you. And that's it. How you doing today, David? What's up?
I'm great, man. I'm in a good mood. I finally started my own passion project, just my own thing, just for me, and I'm really excited about it. So,
Oh yeah, you have a new podcast, right?
That's right. Yeah, it's a podcast. It's called 17th and Cap, and it's basically a research project for a film script that I'm working on about 1990s San Francisco. So, I'm gonna interview all the 1990s San Francisco people. Not the name drop, but Bobby Puleo is going to be on there. Cairo Foster,
nice.
Billy Waldman, some graffiti writers, just a bunch of people. Jeremy
Hell yeah.
Fish.
Dope.
Yeah, so it's awesome. I'm really excited about it.
I love Jeremy Fish, man. That guy's stuff is awesome.
He's great, and he's a really cool person, and he's going to be a good podcast guest.
Man, damn, that's so cool that you're gonna have him on. I liked. I first found out about him when he did the album cover artwork for Aesop Rock, for None Shall Pass, and then I looked into a bunch of his stuff, and I was like, man, this would be like a lot of his stuff would make really cool tattoos. And I was always
I think a lot of people have gotten stuff tattooed by him. Yeah, he's cool, man. Yeah, he's an old friend of mine. I used to write graffiti with him and skateboard a lot with him. He has a really good airwalk. I always talk about how great his airwalk is.
Damn, that's a hard trick, man. I had it for a little while. I could do it flat ground, and then I think I could do it off like a little kicker, but they were always just like ugly, and like I would hurt my hand a lot because I would sort of rocket the board into my hand, and then just anyway. Here we are.
And so, yeah, let's talk about what's going on with you. And, we always start the podcast the same way, Joel. It's not even boring or redundant. It's just the way we do it. So let me ask you something, Joel. How are you doing today, man? How's your mental health?
It's going all right. I mean, I'm trying to be grateful more often. And I think that helps a lot. I mean, I got some like close friends going through some crazy shit right now, and like when you sort of see that, it really really streamlines the things that matter in life. And it's hard. It's funny how quickly we get complacent and start to forget about those things, but really all you have is like the little things. That sounds super cliche, but it's that's it. I'm just trying to be grateful more often. I don't know. I got a message from like a listener of the show I wanted to go through during the mental health check-in, because I think it's like, it's sort of a question for me and you, and I'm just I don't know. I'd like to address it. But
Go for it.
Yeah, I won't say the person's name because I don't know if, whatever. But it says, Merry Christmas, Joelberg. Thought of a possible podcast topic that might be interesting. I'm 39 and currently in the most painful and heartbroken time of my life. It's fucking terrible, and I find myself understanding how someone could turn, I didn't mean to giggle at that, to drugs or even suicide to make the pain stop. Not going to do that, though. Maybe you or Deary could talk about if you guys went through something similar and how you coped. I think it'd be interesting, and it might help me out as well. I feel really alone and all that depressing shit. Hold on. I think, oops. This is where okay, yeah, that was it. That was all of it. So, basically just, he's in, the hardest time of his life, and just wondering if we've ever had moments like that and sort of how we got through it. So, I mean, I kind of messaged back. I mean, I definitely have been there, and I couldn't figure this out. I couldn't figure out if I definitely some external things helped me get through it, like friends, and I've surrounded myself with people that are caring and kind, and I can always call. But also, I think that I'm very lucky to have been, and I joke about this, how I have a disease called the will to live. there's just something about that. I don't know if you can get that if you don't have it, or what that is, if it's a perspective thing. But I think that I just don't see any other way. Like I've joked about this where it's like I'm so scared of death that and sometimes life is really hard, so I just feel like trapped. Like I just have to keep going. It's just like the way you just got to do it. But yeah, I don't know if that can be taught or learned. I guess it can. I think it's a perspective thing. I think it's like I said, um, so Friends was the external stuff. I think some of the internal stuff that I've done, which is sounds simple in theory but really hard to put to work sometimes, is like being grateful and helping others. Um, and it seems like through the ages, with many different religions and theologies and stuff like that, those are the two things that sort of ring true in all of those things. Being grateful and helping others, I think, really helps. Finding whatever your passion is and like just doing that, it will make, if it makes finding what makes you happy. But I don't know, it's so easy to sort of like, because I'm not in it. When I'm in it, I definitely felt like very hopeless. There's a few times that I thought my brain broke and that I was never gonna feel normal again, and that shit's fucking terrifying when you're in it. um I don't know, what about you, Dave? You ever, like, I'm sure you have, right? I mean, that's like sort of seems to
Oh
be
yeah,
just the
everyone has.
human
Oh yeah,
existence. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I feel like I was just recently going through it pretty heavily. And everyone's spectrum is different. So that's like, the person didn't say. I don't even know if it was a he or she, but they didn't say. They didn't like really pinpoint what it is, because there's so many levels, and I think a lot of times, really, what gets me out of a funk, believe it or not, is like seeing other people's pain.
Yeah.
That's like darker and deeper than mine. Thinking about like Mark Lamont Hill, who's, I don't know if you know him, he's a political figure on Twitter, lost his mom this year and his sister like a couple weeks ago.
Damn.
So it's like just the thought of like losing my mom and my sister in 1 year would just be, dealing with death. And then I think all I'm dealing with is like an inability to find inspiration in my art, which is it is a struggle.
Mm-hmm.
It is a struggle for me, and I do get quote unquote depressed. So, I think finding perspective is great. Understanding that we all go through with it. Everyone goes through with it. Finding, going back through your life and finding the things that helped you before, whether it's music, getting back into music if it's music, getting back into art if it's art, getting back into skateboarding if it's skateboarding, and just like cooking food. I find that cleaning up my house helps.
Yeah, for sure.
Going to the gym helps. Doing laundry helps. Just do shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because the mind is like, spinning in one direction. It's like an acid trip, It is like a mushroom, like a big psychedelic trip. The mind is spinning a certain direction, and if you can't control that, you have to kind of like just trick it. You have to trick it to like spring back.
Yeah, it sounds weird, but yeah, distraction has been such a, like, I guess healthy distraction has been such a like lifesaver for me. I mean, even, I don't know how healthy this is, but like sometimes when I'm in the grips of it, I'll have my phone, my TV's on, my computer's. I'm just like doing as much as I can to not sort of sit in the feelings. But
I think that's completely healthy,
Yeah,
in
I
the
guess
in like
so.
yeah, I think it's completely healthy, when I think about Brody, his last days of just walking and periscoping, and I think something like Periscope was really helping him cope, because he could talk to other people. And even though like a lot of people are like, oh, social media, this and that, but it's like it can really help people, it really can.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a tool. It's community.
It
It
is.
depends how you use it. And I I think also what we're getting at is like there is so much power in like knowing that you're not the only one, because sometimes
Yeah,
it's such an
definitely.
isolating like thing, like depression, anxiety, like it's a singular sort of experience when you're going through it for the most part. And so it's nice to know that there is like a lot of people that are dealing with that. So,
Yeah, and you're never too deep. You're never too deep. And just from the end of the email saying like, I'm not going to turn to drugs. I'm not going to commit suicide. I mean, that's already like a step in the right direction. It's like you already
Yeah.
know that, your worst day of living is better than, the best day of dying
Yeah.
or whatever,
Yeah.
or whatever,
No,
whatever
it
the
makes
saying
sense.
might be. But
Yeah, I think about it, like
so
when people are like, life sucks. I'm like, well, it's a whole lot better than the other option. It's fucking. I
as
don't
far
know.
as we know.
Yeah. So I don't know.
But anyway,
That's,
life is a paradox. It's like it does suck, but it's also like amazing, and
yeah.
it sucks because there's people out there right now that are struggling. People are dying, people are losing loved ones. People are going through terrible experiences with their families. Like there's people out there that are being alienated by their families. All kinds of fucking horrible things.
Yeah, there is so much
Cheated on.
suffering in the world too. I mean, if you want to talk,
There's so much
if we
bad
go into
stuff,
third
yeah.
world countries and stuff like that, and it's hard because sometimes I get bummed when I'm going through it and somebody will throw that at me, like, there's someone else that has it worse, or like this and that. I don't think sometimes that's always super helpful. I try to like rephrase it,
No, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, I get the sentiment behind it, but I think that really what they mean is like they're trying to get you to have a perspective shift. And I think I may have said this last week, but it's like if you can't change your life, like you have to change your perspective. And I don't know. So there's that. I mean, I hopefully that this helps, but it's like. And we've seen time and time again, I mean, people who have hit like the very rock bottom and have sort of bounced back and are living, good lives now, coping and doing it, I mean,
yeah, and write us back, like let us know if there's more things that, like more details to the thing. Is it a money problem? Is it like a relationship thing? I don't know if there's more. If there's more to it, I mean, talking about it helps. That's why therapy's so good.
Yeah,
as
for
well.
sure. Those are hard.
So,
I mean, there's so many different sort of facets to it. There are those things that are very tangible, like such as money troubles or things like that. And then there are those other things that are like relationship stuff or things like that are more sort of based in emotion and in your brain that I think are sort of very much a lot more closer to addiction. Because I think that if you're in a thing for a very long time and that thing ends, that your brain has been wired for that thing. So it's a real what the fuck when you're done and it feels like everything is over, but it's not. It's like just beginning. That sounds so cliche. I almost like threw up on myself when I was about to say that. But it's like when you think it's all over, it's really just the start. And also if it is all over,
when God closes a window,
Oh
he's
my God.
opening another one or whatever.
yeah,
What is that saying?
and just don't jump out of that window. Close the window, go inside and make something is the real quote. But and then I'm also reminded of that. I can't remember who it was. It might be a Winston Churchill quote, but it's like if you're going through hell, just keep going. And I think that there's like
Sounds about right.
There's something to that.
I mean, no, there is something to that, and I guess like in the shortest answer for me is I have so many moments in my life that were epic. I often think about them, and they can make me depressed, but they can also bring me out of depression because I'm just gonna strive to have those moments again in my life, and I know in my heart that I will have those moments again, and and I'm excited about those moments. So.
Yeah, that's a hard
Hopefully.
one too,
Yikes.
man. It's I mean, but the hope is what's important. It's
Exactly.
Yeah,
Walking.
I deal with that a lot, man. I'm like, damn, it's yeah, when something ends, it's like what do you do? But it's like you've made it to that point once before, so like you can it is possible,
I don't know if we talked about this, but I was actually writing like a little short story about this, about the Brett Favre thing when he won the Super Bowl.
You told me that.
Yeah,
it's
it's the same
bummed,
concept,
right?
of like, yeah, he was super bummed like right away, like,
oh
and
man,
it sticks with me because that's just the human brain, isn't it? That's just
yeah.
I don't know. That's the human brain. You're never gonna lose your virginity again. So if it was like this amazing thing, maybe you won't be able to like enjoy anything else. I don't
Yeah,
know.
you know what's crazy too? I don't know if this is the flip side of that, but it's like you would think that our brains would protect us from pain and suffering, right? Like you think that at a certain point you hit this threshold where you're like, I don't want to live like this anymore. I need to make a change. And I think at certain points it does. But there are certain occasions where that pain and suffering just becomes the new normal, and now you can have more of it. Like I've been there where it's like, you know, these things should make me go, all right, enough, but they don't, and then that level of suffering is now normal to you, and now you can dump more fucking bricks of bullshit on top of that. It's like it's weird how you adapt to accepting pain and suffering. It's like and it's weird because you always have that little voice in the back of your head that knows what's wrong or what's right, but our behavior is so fucking weird, man. I don't know. Sometimes I think my
I mean,
brain
we're built
is-
to survive, you know,
Yes.
emotionally, physically.
yeah, and
Humans have evolved into like, you know, comfortable creatures that can share their emotions. But I think, you know, we're built to survive and stuff that away and kill.
yeah, and I think
Kinda.
that there is it's weird though because even though we're built to survive, I have had moments where I think to myself like, dude, like my brain is trying to fucking get rid of me, dude. It's like it's weird. It's like
Yeah, but I
you
mean,
know,
maybe you're not, you know, maybe you're not the most healthy person. You know,
That's
maybe
for
you're not,
sure. I
like-
mean, that's
Maybe you're
obvious.
not on 100. You know,
Yeah.
that's the thing. I mean, not everyone's different. Every brain is different, and just because Brett Favre had that experience doesn't mean every single person that wins the Super Bowl has that experience. People
Yeah.
are probably a lot more balanced.
Yeah, for sure. That is
Interesting.
yeah, and I think that sometimes I think that a lot of the issues that I have maybe mentally are, you know, it's a sort of like reptile, like bare minimum basics brain in a modern society. I think sometimes creates a lot of issues where like if maybe I was in like a tribal society or something and we were you know, really, I mean, it's like if you know, I wonder if that lifestyle is maybe more conducive to some people where now, you know, I've heard that you know, I
Just
mean
you
the-
doing backflips off your drums. You know,
yeah, I
like,
mean whatever, you know, yeah, it'd be
you'd be the king. You'd be the king, dude.
no,
Your
I
long,
guess
your
I mean
long
like
fucking dong, dude, just fucking flying in your banana leaf.
sure. Why even bother with the banana leaf? I'm just kidding now.
Well, I mean, I'm sure when the wind blows, it would like flop it up and shit. You know what I mean?
I have
Like,
to
everyone in
weight
the
it
tribe
down.
would know. Everyone's like, "We get it, Joel. We get it. You're
All
packing,
right.
bro. You do backflips, Joel.
Anyway,
we get it."
So no, but I mean like because I've heard like, you know, some like food issues like overeating, stuff like that. It's like comes from when you had to like hunt or gather and you know your body was worried about where you were going to get these calories from, but now you don't have to hunt. You just have food on every corner, and sometimes it's hard to get rid of that thing that wants to, you know, eat and preserve for the winter or whatever. But
Do you think any tribal people were like bulimic or had any kind of like food or throwing up and shit like that, or they have body issues back then, or is that like our society?
I don't think
does
so.
that?
I'm saying any like anomalies are possible, but I think that body issues come from a society that has taught a certain sort of look. Like there are things that are sort of like taught for sure, because I know that in a lot of like tribal societies, like the bigger you are, like the cooler you are, because that means like, you know, you're hefty, like you're gonna make it through the winter, you can bear children, you're not gonna fucking die, you can, you know, you're a survivor. So I think those sort of things are taught, man. I think as far as like looks, and I mean you could see it now. It's like I
I
never
think tribal women were like, "Man, my tits are sagging so
nah,
low.
they don't give
This
a
sucks. I gotta-
fuck, dude. Hell no.
I gotta."
The guy's just like, those feed my child, yes, and I, you know,
Hell yeah.
whatever. But it's just yeah, it's
Think of all the
interesting.
fucking weird things that like in our society that like actually like fuck us up. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
even just like you have to like dress a certain way. You know, like that kind of fucks you up if you're not like a cool kid. You know, if you're
For
like
sure.
in high school.
for sure. Dude, they just
it-
opened this fucking market in my neighborhood. It used to be the Ralph's. Now it's a 365 by Whole Foods, and everyone in there looks like a Wes Anderson like extra, and I'm like, I can't even just go buy a fucking lunch unless I feel like I have to get dressed up, or like at the Ralph's.
Are you dressed to go there right now? Is that why you have your Steve Zissou?
No, and
fucking Life
I wanted to
Aquatic?
talk about this too. By the way, first of all, we redid the intro. I'm at my girlfriend's right now. I'm on the bed. I'm very chill right now, and I think I just want everybody to know that I'm chill. You should be chill. This is a chill
Oh, yeah.
conversation.
I'm chill. We're
And I keep
chilling.
stretching my back because I was like, oh, the bed is comfortable, but then I'm also like, maybe not the best way to sit, but I have bad posture that I revert to, and sometimes that feels more comfortable than sitting straight. Yeah, I don't know when this whole beanie thing started happening with me. I used to just do this, and I don't know if I like that look anymore. I think that at a certain point, like the slouch like
That's kind of
David.
emo.
Yeah, the
That's kinda
slouch like
emo.
David Beckham fucking like beanie look, which is like great for him and stuff. But
Yeah. I don't
it's-
like that.
yeah, I don't know. It's weird. So, and I don't know. It's like covering my ears. I'm not really sure. I don't really know what I'm trying to go for.
No, it looked
here.
good, man. But you had the Steve Zissou. You had what is that his name? Steve Zissou. The Life
Yes.
Aquatic?
What did people call it before that movie? I mean, he didn't invent that shit.
No, that was like it's a real Scandinavian look. It's kind of Norwegian. When you go to like Sweden and Stockholm, that's how everybody rocks it up there. So and if you
Yeah.
when you watch that movie, The Life Aquatic, the style is very Scandinavian.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not a.
Actually, most Wes Anderson style is very Scandinavian. It's very Swedish, like almost like Bjorn Borg,
Yeah.
Yvonne Lendl kind of tennis shit. you
I
know?
yeah, for sure. I'm not. I don't. Well, I got a bunch of shit on my mind right now. I don't know if I really love a lot of Wes Anderson movies. I dig sort of I dig the commitment to that aesthetic, and I like sort of like attention to detail. But that shit sometimes is just like, for lack of a better phrase, like too white for me. I don't get it like that. Like yeah, I don't know. There's a few things out there.
The Royal Tannenbaums, I felt like that was really good. Actually, I really like his movies.
I don't mind them. I like that one with the dogs. I don't hate them, but I think that it's such a thing. It's almost like, here's what it is. It's like everything that's sort of good or different is like the fans ruin it sometimes, So yeah, I don't know, but
It's very white though. Now that I think about it, I think my favorite Wes Anderson movie is probably the Darjeeling Limited,
okay,
where
yeah,
they ride the train. Have you seen that one?
yeah, for sure, yeah.
They
I
ride
think
the train through India, and it's very white because it's like they're just arguing about their parents, and they're just like brothers.
For sure.
And it's like
that was
they're
like his
certainly not.
attempt to make like a movie that was inclusive, and really all it is like India is just a backdrop to this white argument, which is
I
that's
don't know.
the
I
thing.
feel like he always. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like he has. I mean, they're always the main characters are always white bread, but I feel like he always has like all the other characters because it's in like, aren't they in like New York and I don't know. I just feel like there's always
yeah,
people
I guess
of color.
we'll
but
report.
They're very
we'll,
white bread movies.
We'll report back on this. I think that as I'm like looking into this camera, I gotta send you a photo of this because this is ridiculous. I've gotten this sent to me multiple times. There is a pizza place, I believe it's Canadian, called Uncle Fatih's Pizza, and I get this photo sent to me at least like once every couple of months, and we'll put it up here on the screen. But I'm honestly, it's funny because like I'm always like, that's so rude, and then now that I'm looking at it, it does look like me. The guy's a little more round in the face. He looks a little more doughy, but honestly, I'm getting there at this point. Quarantine has not been kind to me. I'm just eating fucking salami out of the plastic, and just I don't care anymore. I don't. That's the other thing is like it's weird. It bites me in the ass because I'm like, well, I'm not vain. I don't care what I look like. Like I have a girlfriend. We're happy. Like things are good. Like why not have this extra pizza? I don't care. It's all about what's in your heart and your soul. But then I start to get towards that weight that I feel uncomfortable at, and I'm like, oh, what are you doing? But I'm trying to, more about feeling healthy and like not feeling.
Yeah, I think it's a
uncomfortable.
feeling because I don't care what I look like, but I'll definitely get to a point and I'll be like, damn, dude, I haven't done anything in a while. And then you go out on a skateboard and you're like, man, I can't even ollie up a curb anymore.
Oh,
man. This
dude,
is
I'm there, man.
fucked up.
I was sad the last time I went skateboarding because like
Me
I
too.
used to have such a good feel for like riding, and I was at least like even if I wasn't doing tricks, I was like I had smooth, I had a good style. And last time I went out, I was like, oh no, I've lost the feeling. I've lost like my like
Yeah.
bored feel and stuff. It's fucking
You'll get it
weird.
back though.
I sure
The
hope
cool
so.
thing is you get a like, because this is what happened to me. Like, and it happened to me a couple times. But I'm a completely different skateboarder now than I've ever been.
Yeah.
Like, I was never a transition skater when I was a kid, and now I am. And so
Yeah.
I can't ollie up a curb, but I can drop in on a vert ramp, and I can rock and roll on like a pretty big, mini ramp and all that shit. So,
Hell yeah.
and I could never do that shit when I was a kid. So, it's
Yeah. Well,
you
those
just
things
evolve,
aren't as accessible, Like there's a reason why a lot of kids in the hood are street skaters. Like they, now it's more. I mean, there's more transition popping up. Now you're seeing way more like well-rounded skateboarders. Like kids can do everything. But when I was a kid, I remember people going like, "Oh, do you skate street or vert?" Or like, "I don't really skate vert." I remember hearing that a lot, and it's like, now nobody. I don't think people really talk like that anymore because they can. There's skate parks everywhere that got it all. But speaking of rock,
well, but before you say that, there's no just street skaters, just vert skaters, just transition skaters anymore. There's nobody like that. Like even Raven Trussay or like the most transition skater, Grant Taylor. Those guys still do like 20 stair handrails and like tricks down stairs.
Grant
they're
Taylor's
monsters.
nuts, dude.
Yeah,
That
he's a
shit is-
psycho.
Speaking
of rock and roll, what were you gonna say?
well, you were saying you could do rock and rolls, right? So what were the tricks
Yeah.
you said you do now?
I just said I could drop in on a vert and do like a rock and roll.
Speaking of rock and roll, we talked about Gigi Allen last week, and I watched the documentary, the Hated documentary. I was like, okay, let me try to get a view into this guy, and I gotta say that at the end of watching the documentary, I feel exactly the same. I hate that guy. I'm glad he's dead. What a fucking loser.
Wow, he got mentioned in 2 episodes in a row. Congratulations to Gigi Allen. One guy in the comments pointed out, wow, all this hate for Gigi Allen, he would have loved it.
I don't see whatever good, but you know what's good is he doesn't know it because he's dead. So there we go.
Yeah.
So we could talk about as much as we want. He'll never know. The documentary was interesting. Honestly, when I started watching it, it made me. I was like, why did Todd Phillips want to make this? Like, what is? But I guess.
Oh, Todd Phillips made it?
Todd Phillips made the Gigi Allen documentary. Yeah.
I did not know that. Let me ask you a question. Is Todd Phillips like a fan of the Comedy Store and he comes there and like hangs out at the roast battle?
I think
and
he
shit?
comes from
Is
the
that him?
comedy world. I don't know. I don't know, but I know he's from the
Well, yeah, he
comedy
did-
world. The Hangover.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did The Hangover.
Yeah.
The
But,
Hangover 2.
yeah.
Cut out of Funny People.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes.
Anyway, so you should have said something. I would have watched that. We could have talked about that on the. Maybe I'll still watch it.
Well,
and
watch
we
it.
can
Maybe
talk
that'll
about
be
it
the
on
next Patreon episode.
it's
We
a
could
good
do
idea.
that.
More
it
Gigi
was,
Allen.
Yeah, it was interesting, man. It was. I don't know. And then I went down another rabbit hole of like El Duce. Do you know that guy? Like the Mentors. That was another. They wore like black like clan hoods. That was like their thing, and he would like. I don't know, these guys that made the rounds on Jerry Springer and those fucking sort of shows, but
Kind of shock value dudes.
yeah, I don't know. It was just weird, and I don't know. I've already talked ad nauseum about it, but I don't like the guy, and but also I was having this thought, and I might have to go run out and grab that thing in a little bit, but rock and roll. Like I was watching this video the other day, and this, that band Coheed and Cambria?
No.
Okay, they're like they're like a metal, sort of like emo-ish sort of metal band, I guess. And they're good. I like some of their songs, but like they did this Guitar Center sessions, and the guy's got like a double guitar, and then in the middle of the song, they just start going off on solos, and it's like they go on so long. And at that moment, I was like, okay, let's just wrap this shit up. Like, I don't get this. Like, it's just jerking off at a certain point. Like, I get it. I love it. I love the technical aspect. I get the solos, but it's like, to me, I don't know. It's just a little much. So I've been thinking a lot about.
If you did equate it to jerking off, how long? Yeah, like if you were on like Pornhub and you were like into watching people jerk off, how
Yeah.
long would a jerk off video? It'd be like a 20-minute jerk off video. You wouldn't want to see that, right?
No.
Yeah.
I just want. I'd start to feel bad for the person. I'd be like, "What are we doing here? Like, do you want pleasure, or do you just like do you care about the finished product, or do you just enjoy the stroke of it all?" Like, I don't. That's what it seems like. I'm just like, and I get it. I appreciate. I respect the musicality. I even like the solos, but it's like, damn, they were just him and the other guitar player were going back and forth, and then he puts it behind his head, and it's just like at a certain point, like what is this? Are you are you showing off? Did you write a song? I just don't get it, and I always will go back to, and I don't hate solos, I like them, but I think I enjoy a tasteful solo, and more than that, I enjoy a song with no solo. But also, I like a solo that serves the song, you know. And on that note, I gotta run outside. Start with, and here we are. We're back. You know, had to go meet Jeremiah. The good old Jeremiah Watkins, dropping off a gift. I just ran up the stairs. God, this is what I'm talking about. I need to go to the gym, get in shape.
You can't even take the stairs? Oh my God, bro, you all right?
They didn't even hear it. I didn't even have my microphone, so I'm not even winded. Who cares?
Oh, so
Whatever,
it's fine.
dude.
Yeah, you're not even winded. Wait, what I was gonna say? You were talking about when off camera. I thought it was pretty funny. You were talking about what your girlfriend's watching, like My 800-Pound Life.
Yeah, she's watching My 800-Pound Life, and I was just thinking, why did they start at 800? Why didn't they start at 200,
400,
300, whatever?
Not that
4.
bad.
Okay, 4, and then you get a couple seasons out of it. You get 4 seasons. You go to 800, where there's nowhere to go, but
They just need that draw. You know what I mean? They're trying to pull people in right away. Like that, people are like 800 pounds. Like I gotta see this.
yeah.
Are the people really 800 pounds?
I think some of them are, yeah. And honestly, dude, my heart goes out to them
Wow.
because I think it's like
Definitely.
at that point it's addiction. It's not even like I hate that whole thing like, well, just stop eating. It's like what you find with a lot of these people, they dig into their lives, and that shit comes from like a really like a place, you know. It's like it's usually like childhood trauma or like things like that. It's the same as anybody who would start doing heroin or anything like that, you know. Except it's the
Right.
drug of choice is food. But I had to run downstairs because my pal, the great and powerful Jeremiah Watkins, just dropped off a package for me. So I told him I'd open it on the podcast. So here we go. This is good. People like unboxing videos, right? Oh, yeah, dude. Here we go. Starting it with Capri Sun. Booyah. It's for me and my girlfriend. We got 2 of them.
Oh, there's
Look
gonna
at
be
that.
just tons of snacks in there.
Oh,
right?
I love it. You know how we freaking do it, dude. We call this being bad, baby. All right. Capri Suns. Oh my dude, this is the best. Okay, I love these. I have like a really I think we've talked about this before, but like I have this weird connection to Wawa in Philly just because of like this I don't know, you know, I get it. People will be like it's not that good, but to me it is because it tickles a certain part of my brain. So we got I love this shit. Oh my god, dude, he went nuts. All right. We got a tasty cake honey bun. Oh my god, I'm
Yeah,
eating
those
that.
are pretty badass. Yeah,
Dude, they're badass, dude.
honey buns. Yeah, that's
Oh,
pretty.
okay, so we
yeah.
got the iced one. We got a glazed one. Oh yes.
glazed.
Oh dude, I'm so glad he went ham, dude. We got a tasty cake glazed cherry pie. Oh, dude, I'm about to be on my 800-pound life next season, dude. Boston cream honey bun, dude. Yes. Glazed apple
Dude,
pie.
You're too happy about this, man. Definitely gonna be a down. There's gonna be a downswing.
I know,
sense
right?
a
I'm
downswing, dude. You are
No,
so
no.
high right now.
gonna
Just
pace
looking
myself,
at this shit.
dude. Mini donuts, dude. Oh my god. We got the powdered mini donuts with Santa Claus on them. Gotta love it.
Got the cinnamons. You probably got the baby.
Oh, and I never had
cinnamons.
this. Baked pie, French apple, dude. Tasty cake. Oh my goodness. This is crazy. I love it. So the last time Jeremiah
No
went to
hoagie.
Philly.
There was no hoagie. There was no
I mean,
hoagie in there.
I wish, dude. I've looked online to see I've looked to see if they would ship any of this stuff, but I haven't really had any success. And I've asked my buddies from there, like Ahmed or whatever, but it's hard. You go on tour, it's hard to like. By the way, thank you so much. It was Jeremiah and his wife. You guys are great. I love you guys. Thank you. This is like a very nice special treat that I'm gonna like savor this stuff, man. Like shit that you can get here, you just sort of like shove it in your face. But this, I will make a meal out of these tasty cake, the honey buns. Like yeah, I'll have some almond milk. It's gonna be great. But thank you so much, guys. This is awesome. No, yeah, the hoagies are the shit at Wawa, and it's like, yeah, it's just so good. But anyway, there it is. That's awesome. I'm excited. Now I'm just like, let's wrap this up. Let's get to the tasty cakes. But yeah, that's funny. As I was talking about food issues, here I go jumping headfirst into sugary goodness. So I know I always get this confused, but like you were born in Pennsylvania, right? Or you were born somewhere else?
I was born in Wilmington, which is right next to Philadelphia. I was born 20 minutes from Philadelphia.
Okay, cool. I'm just texting him just to let him know.
I did live in Pennsylvania.
Did you ever live in Philadelphia proper?
Yeah, I did. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, man. What was that like? Because I don't know. I've been there once. I didn't expect it. Like, you go to Philadelphia and I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. And I was like, man,
yeah,
this
Philly's
is awesome.
the shit. Yeah, Philly's awesome. I mean, it's a great city. It's a it's a lot like New York without like all the hype and
yeah, and
all the hype beasts moved to New York because it's so close to Philly, but like it still has kind of the same amount of like energy, and swag as New York. So all the graffiti's top notch, all the hip hop is top notch
for sure.
The underground scene is the bike. There's a lot of bike messengers and skaters and
Yeah, I noticed that it was like it had like that East Coast hardness, but then still like a lot of like very nice people. I mean, granted, we did the show and fans were coming, so I only meet. They're excited to see you, so they're nice. I'm sure you meet some crazy shit.
I mean, it's the same as any city. It's like they're amazing people that will fucking knock your teeth out. If you
for sure.
Step to them the wrong way. So it's a tough town.
Yeah. Oh, I've driven through some of those places from like the hotel to the last time we went. I don't know what happened. There was some sort of miscommunication, and we got put in the most like hood hotel that we had ever been in on the entire tour. And it was like, I was always joking like somebody's getting fired after this because it was a wild hotel, and I don't exactly remember where, but it was dope. I mean, we played the Fillmore there, and then that was the second time, and then the first time we went, we played what's the club there? It's not the Laughing Skull. It's
I mean, there's the TLA, the Theater of Living Arts on South Street.
No, there's a comedy club there that's like pretty famous.
Oh, Helium.
That's right. Yeah, Helium.
Yeah.
And that place was awesome. I know that Todd Glass helped like design the room like so that it's like just perfect for comedy. And it was dope, man. I have this thing, and it's not with everyone. Obviously, there's a blanket statement, but I'll meet people and I'll get along with them like really well, and I'll be like, damn, this is awesome. Like I really like them, and then more often, a lot of times you find out they're from Philly, and so I was like really interested in going there to see like what it is and what the hell. We got to go to what's the radio show there? Is it Heidi? No, man, they got a fucking famous radio show there.
I wouldn't know the radio. I left there in '92 or something like that.
Okay.
So I don't really know much about. I mean, even when I lived there, Helium wasn't there. I don't think there was no.
Yeah, we got to go.
Things change, but still a great city.
Yeah, we got to go do like Tony went to go do like radio promo like for the show that night. And so we got to go and check out the radio station, and that was dope. I was sort of like, we had just come back from Europe, I think, or it was a little bit after that. And I was sort of like tripping on how a lot of the streets there look sort of like Ireland a little bit, or like Europe, like a lot of stone like streets and stuff like that. It's a very old city.
It's the first city in America.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Damn. I thought New York was. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, damn.
I mean, I gotta look it up, but I mean, I mean,
I
I
was
don't
just
think it
thinking
was
about ports, you know.
I'm talking like city, not like
Gotcha. Okay.
not like where
A colony or
landed on
something. Yeah.
Plymouth Rock and like
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, Plymouth Rock
Jonestown.
landed on us, so I think you're wrong about that.
But Philadelphia, and that's where Declaration of Independence was signed.
Yeah.
And the Constitution was written, and it was the
The-
capital.
The Liberty Bell,
The Liberty Bell's there.
Man.
Ben Franklin,
the Rocky
The-
Stairs,
that fucking chick that sewed the fucking flag, whatever.
Betsy
Susan B. Anthony.
Ross.
Betsy Ross, yeah. Who's
Was it
Susan B.
Bets-
Anthony? Anyway, yeah, Betsy Ross. I don't know, maybe.
Let's
Who
think
knows?
of B. Arthur.
Susan B. Anthony, maybe she fucking wrote the song. I'm not into the country that much. I'm not like
Yeah.
the Roots are from Philadelphia. That's the real shit, Schoolie
Yeah.
D, the Roots,
Yeah, the
Espo.
Roots, man.
There's like a
Philadelphia.
lot of really rad, a lot of good people from Philadelphia.
Susan B. Anthony was an American social reformer and women's rights activist who played a pivotal role in the women's suffrage movement. Born into a Quaker family committed to social equality, she collected anti-slavery petitions at the age of 17. That's pretty.
Banging.
That's pretty rough shit too. When you think about the time she lived. I mean, she was born in 1820. She died in 1906. I mean, that shit was as punk rock as it gets. I mean, what the fuck,
Wild.
But that's interesting.
I know.
yes.
Imagine being white and imagine being anti-slavery back then. You know
Oh my
what I
God.
mean? How,
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
how fucking that would just be nuts.
Well, I mean, I trip on that when you see old photos of the marching and shit, like, at Selma and stuff like that. There were a couple
That's
white
the
people.
60s, bro. That's the 60s.
I know. Yeah,
Like,
yeah, I know.
Slavery
Yeah.
had been ended for a
Well, no.
long, long time.
What I meant
Imagine
was like,
during slavery being
Yeah,
anti-slavery. That would be where it's legal and people think it's totally fine to have a slave.
well, there was still, yeah, I guess what I meant was like the
Hey,
attitude.
John, I think it's fucked up that you have slaves, And then John would just be like, boy, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I know. It's so crazy. But even that, it's just like, it's a trip in any sort of context. Like those white people that were marching side by side and stuff was like, it's just a trip. It's a trip because it
Fuck
would
yeah,
have
it's
been
crazy.
so easy to fall into the status quo and like be a part of the problem, But speaking of that, I've been obsessed with like the roots of skinhead culture. Oh my God! Wait, hold on. Before I say it, my nephew just texted me that MF Doom passed away.
Dude, shut up.
I know. I'm gonna look this up. Hold on, and then
Fucking hell, man. Right on live on the podcast? You can't turn your
damn,
fucking phone
MF
off?
Doom dead at 49, man.
Fucking hell, man.
Yeah, case currently unknown. Holy shit! This was
Fuck.
damn. That's crazy, man. Hold on,
Man, that sucks.
Legendary rapper, this is from Complex.com. Legendary rapper MF Doom has died at age 49. His family confirmed in a statement Thursday. The greatest husband, father, teacher, student, business partner, lover, and friend I could ever ask for, wrote Doom's wife, Jasmine. Thank you for all the things you have shown, taught, and given to me, our children, and our family. Thank you for teaching me how to forgive beings and give another chance, not to be so quick to judge and write off. Thank you for showing how not to be afraid to love and be the best person I could ever be. The statement continues, my world will never be the same without you. Words will never express what you and Malachi mean to me. I love both and adore you always. May the all continue to bless you, our family, and the planet. Rhymesayers, let's see, the news was also shared by Rhymesayers, one of the many labels he worked with throughout his prolific career. He died on October 31st, 2020, his family said. A cause of death was not revealed. Damn, so that was...
That was a while
Damn.
ago.
Holy shit, I guess they just announced it. Crazy. Yeah,
That's
this is
fucking
December
crazy,
31st. Yeah. Damn. It's, yeah, so they
Died
don't...
2 months ago?
I guess so. I mean, this is what Complex says. He died on October 31st, 2020, his family said. A cause of death was not revealed. But I guess they just said it. So... I'm just going to finish
What
this
the
just out of
fuck?
respect real quick. The influential rapper is responsible for some of the most beloved hip-hop albums of all time, including Food and Mad Villainy with Madlib. While he hasn't released a solo album since 2009's Born Like This, he remained active in the decade that followed and released 3 separate collaborative efforts. Just earlier this month, Bad Bad Not Good released a collaboration with Doom entitled The Chocolate Conquistadors. Yeah, that's fucking crazy, man. One of the best to ever do it. One of the most creative, most interesting, most fucking everything. I mean, inspired so many people. I mean, broke the mold as far as what people thought was possible in rhyming. And damn, R.I.P. MF Doom. That's so fucking crazy, man. What the hell? A pioneer, man, of the weird shit, in the
Not
best
only that,
possible way.
but also he was part of KMD.
Yeah,
a lot
yeah,
of people
you're
don't
right.
really know that as well. I mean, he was also around in the original morph of
New York, right? That's him and his
underground,
brother, I
yeah,
believe. Yeah, I think-
underground hip hop.
Yeah,
With De La Soul and Jungle Brothers and Tribe Called Quest all coming out with like this kind of hippie, creative. That was like a new sound back then, and KMD
Yeah.
was right at the forefront of it, right even then. So he's kind of always
Yeah.
been there.
with the controversial
reinvented
fucking
himself with
album
that kinda-
cover too. I mean, they were like,
Yeah, so good.
Yeah,
Black Bastards.
Black Bastards. Yeah, on that album cover. I think I remember hearing like the label was just like, what the fuck, like
And they didn't put it out. Like,
Yeah.
they wouldn't put it out. Yeah, it was just a big deal.
man.
Fuck, man, that really just spins my fucking head, man. That's
Yeah.
really fucked up. That's
Yeah.
really fucked up, man. I just can't believe that. I
Yeah,
just can't fucking believe that. How fast fucking people die.
yeah,
I was
and
supposed to be on tour with MF Doom one time.
man, yeah, it's
That's
weird
fucked up.
because especially him. I mean, he's this mythical figure, with the mask and stuff, and it's like you think that you basically you think they live forever because they're these like superhero like monolith characters that you're so used to seeing, and it's damn, that's a trip. It's crazy.
So many fucking. It's just such a weird thing. I mean, I've always heard that like black people die, earlier than white people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maybe not like in the world, but like in our culture, like in America and like the UK. I think he's British, but he
Yeah.
lived in America. And it's just like, man, it's like so many, like Sean Price died, fucking, way young.
Yeah.
How old was he? In his 30s, and like now Doom's dead at like, what did he say, 49?
Yeah, 49. Yeah, it's fucking
It's like
crazy.
that
dude.
is fucking young, man. That's young.
man.
Dilla, how old was Dilla? Dilla was like super
Really
young.
young. Well, I think it's
Fife
it's,
Dog. I mean, dude, these dudes are just fucking dying. Guru.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's not to get conspiracy-ish, but I mean, it's like, the situations that a lot of these people come from seem to be sort of government sort of like, there's many ways to kill a person, and there's many ways to kill off a people, if you will, and like it seems like, when you come from these places, I mean, they're definitely not set up for life to flourish, and like these people have made incredible art and have like overcome the craziest obstacles, and but still, that it's like that thing. It's just no matter how much you wash. I'm going to quote Neil Brennan when he was talking about Catholicism, but also same thing with the hood and with the sort of life that these people have been put into. I believe, you can wash a Gatorade bottle as much as you want. The bottle's still going to taste like Gatorade. Like, it's like, those things are so ingrained in minds, because they from such a young age, it's there, and that's really hard to rewire. And it's also set up so that you can't rewire. And it's crazy, man. I was, I don't know. Was hearing a Blind Boy talk about, the Black Panthers yesterday, and just sort of like there is actual facts and proof that, there was, the government was trying to sort of like smear them as like this like violent group, and there's like the New York Times had reported this thing that there's actual facts. I mean, anytime you talk about these sort of things, he was saying it's like people will immediately jump to conspiracy theory stuff, but it's just because it's a conspiracy doesn't mean that it's not true. I mean, there's been a lot of conspiracies that have been proven later on, and I don't get into the deep stuff, but I do look at the stuff that to me just sort of makes sense, and I get it. But a lot of people of color in general, I think, die younger, and that's the whole thing. I mean, you hear this whole shit about like statistics about coronavirus and stuff too, and like people of color getting it more often, and you got to think it's like they are working jobs that are more high risk. It's like they have less money for certain things. It's like there are reasons if you want to like follow where this shit is coming from. You can't just like point a finger at people and wag it. You really have to get into like the reason that these things are happening. But holy shit, man, it's so fucking. That's
It's
crazy.
a heavy one, man. That's a fucking heavy one.
That's a big one, man.
That's-
Yeah.
That's a big one, man. That's you know, and it's sad because he's one of those guys that just like I never got to see him perform, and I always wanted
Yeah.
to. And he's just like he didn't perform that much. It's not
Yeah.
like he came to town every few weeks, and I missed.
He would
him.
hire decoys too. He would have like people as him and stuff because he was like, I'm the supervillain. Like you could be mad at me, but like I'm doing like supervillain shit. Like he had like
Oh, he
Hannibal.
did supervillain shit. Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
supervillain for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I was supposed to tour with him. He completely screwed over my friend in Germany who was booking the tour, and then was just
Uh-huh.
like, "Sorry, I have passport problems or whatever."
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
And my friend was like, "Dude, I don't know about that." Like, it was just all like mysterious and weird, and
Mm-hmm.
you know,
He was a mysterious and weird guy, you know.
yeah, and he just canceled. Like, she had this whole tour booked for him. That was crazy because I ended up going and doing some shows with some people. One of the guys was Melee Sparks from Philly. This kid Lewis Logic, and we went to. So most of the shows were cool, but we went to this spot in Switzerland where they were like really die-hard hip-hop fans, and it was a huge show, and they really were expecting MF Doom to be there, even though he had said like MF Doom had canceled, and they were just so bummed. And the dude I was with was not having a good show. I don't, not to like talk shit about him, but he wasn't having a good show. He was kind of like end of the tour. He was a bit partying a little bit much. And he was just not having a good show, and they just started throwing bottles at us.
Man.
They started
Damn.
throwing bottles. I had to stop the music and be like, "Yo, don't throw fucking bottles at us, man! Like it's a show. Fuck off."
Oh man.
And and it was because people were just mad that MF Doom wasn't there.
Yeah, dude, what the fuck? That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know how to move on from this. I'll say fucking rest in peace and like. I mean, you know, if you're hearing this and you've never
we're
heard
at
of him,
55 minutes, so you don't really have to move on.
yeah,
from it,
I would
just
say
like-
if you never heard of MF Doom, go check it out. If you got Spotify, go YouTube it, go look. It's and don't expect to hear something that you like. Release your conventions of what you think rap music is because it's so different. And he's got so many great records and songs. I'd say go check that out. And if you have and you're hearing this for the first time, go bump that shit again when this podcast is over.
Yeah, he's
And,
definitely somebody that's gonna take like extended listening. If you're not
Oh, yeah.
into that, it's very lo-fi bedroom,
Yeah.
funk.
That's the
And,
most fun shit, man. It's like the stuff that
Yeah,
keeps on
definitely.
giving. It's like Paul's Boutique. It's like fucking Sandinista. It's like even Aesop Rock records I like because they'll be good for a very long time. Like you can get into it and study them line by line. And like there's also a great video on YouTube of Most Def. It says like it's like Most Def loves MF Doom or something, and it's him
I love
like
that video, yeah.
breaking down the lyrics and stuff, and he knows all of them, and it's a really fun shared respect video, man. It's awesome.
I mean, MF Doom is a beast lyrically for sure. Like he's, like him and Ghostface to me are my favorite lyricists because you can always catch something if you really, if you read the lyrics, you can be like, that's pretty witty. You know what I mean?
For sure. Yeah, he's got a great feature on the Gorillaz record Demon Days. I think the song's called November Has Come. It's really good. I don't know. He's just so interesting. There was this other guy too, this producer. I want to make sure I drop this before and then I gotta confirm something real quick. Let me see. MF Doom. I think it's Child of Love actually. Hold on. Child of Love. Child of Love was like this producer. I can't remember where he's from. I want to say Sweden or something, but he was a beat maker, and he has I think the song is called Owls. Let me see. Yeah, Owl. The Child of Love, and it's spelled Love with MF Doom, and it's really good. Yeah, that was it. I mean, I wanted to, because right before that happened, I said that I've been fascinated by skinhead culture. We might have to do a Patreon on that, but I want to confirm that it's not racist skinhead culture. I've been sort of learning that the skinhead culture started in England in the mid 1960s. And I've always knew, I've sort of known this, but I've gotten more into sort of the history of it. I knew because growing up there was this kid, I think he was Cambodian, and he was a skinhead, and I was like, what's up with that? And then they were like, yeah, he's like a sharp, you know, like, and I was like, what? And then I learned about skinheads against racial prejudice, and but so yeah, so all that. So I was just learning about, you know, Jamaican immigrants.
We'll break it down
to
in the
England.
next episode. That's a good one. You know.
Yeah. So you know, Jamaican immigrants and working class English people started that shit in the 60s, and we'll talk about that either on the next one or on the Patreon. But I think this was it was pretty good. We got deep. I got some tasty cakes. We got to say goodbye to a great artist, and yeah, that's it. I don't know. What do you got? Anything to recommend or anything to say?
Fucking MF Doom all day. You know.
Yeah,
that's what it's
MF
gonna be.
Doom. Hell yeah. Well, there it is, you guys. Fucking R.I.P. MF Doom, and we'll see you soon. Hopefully, join the Patreon, please. It's been really fun, I think, and we really appreciate you guys too for supporting us. And shout out to Hot Bob Hot Sauce, and we gotta figure out those other sponsors. So we'll figure those out soon because they've been supporting us since the beginning. But until then, we love you guys, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Mic check. Drop, hold mics like ponytails tight and bobble ops. Stop, stick around, come through and dig the sound of the fly brown 6060 cycle. Who throws a dick around? Bound to go 3 plat. Came to destroy rap. It's an intricate plot of a b-boy strap. Fem stack cats get kidnapped. Then release a statement to the press. Let the rest know who did that. Metal fist terrorist, claim responsibility. Broken household name usually set in hostility. What is MF? You silly. I like to take men's to the end for 2 milli. Do-do-do-do-do. That's an audio daily double. Rappers need to fall off just to save me the trouble. Yo, watch your own back. Came in and go out alone, black. Stay in the zone, turn H2O to cognac. On doomsday, ever since the womb till I'm back where my brother went. That's what my tumor say. Right above my government Dumoulin. Either unmarked or engraved, hey, who's to say? I wrote this one in BCDCO section. If you don't believe me, go get bagged and checked in. Cell number 17, I'm under the top bunk. I say this not to be mean, was bad luck a pop junk. Pop the trunk on C-Cypher punk, leave him left scrape. God forbid, if ain't no escape, blame MF tape. Definition super villain. A killer who loved children, one who is well skilled in destruction as well as building. While Sidney Seller teaches the trife to be trifer. I'm trading science fiction with my man, a live lifer. A Pied Piper, holler a rhyme, a dollar and a dime. Do his thing, ring around the white collar crime. Get out my face, asking about my case, need toothpaste. Professor Mint, monkey style nigga to death to death. And dope fiends still in their teens. Shook niggas turn witness. Real men's mind their own business. That's the difference between sissy pissy rappers is double dutch. How come I hold a microphone double clutch? COs make rounds, never have ox found on shakedown, lockdown, wet dreams of Fox Brown. On doomsday, ever since the womb till I'm back where my brother went. That's what my tumor say. Right above my government Dumoulin. Either unmarked or engraved, hey, who's to say? Doomsday, ever since the womb till I'm back to the essence. Read it off the tomb. Either engraved or unmarked grave, who's to say? Pass the mic like Pastor P's like they used to say. Some MFers don't like how Sally walk. I tell y'all fools is hella cool, how ladies from Cali talk. Never let it interfere with the Yeti ghetto slang. Nicknames off nipple and tip of nipples, metal fang. Known amongst hoes for the bang bang. Known amongst foes for flow without no talking orangutans. Only gin and tang, guzzle out a rusty tin can. Me and this mic is like yin and yang. Clang, crime don't pay. Listen, youth, it's like me holding up the line at the kissing booth. I took her back to the truck, she was uncool. Spitting all out the sunroof, through her missing tooth. But then she has a sexy voice, sound like Jazzy Joyce. So I turned it up faster than a speeding knife. Strong enough to please a wife. Able to drop today's math in the 48 keys of life. Cut the crap for us rap. Touch the mic and get the same thing an A-Rab would do to you for stealing. What the devil? He's on another level. It's a word, no a name. MF, the super villain. Doomsday.
could feel you MC.